Hey guys, Blazen here, and today, in this video, I thought I'd recap the couple of Space Marine 2 patches that I didn't really cover until now, patch 6.1 and patch 6.2, and of course, probably why you're here, eventually we're going to talk about patch 7. Now I know I'm late to covering this stuff, but I was still working on my enemy guides, and now that that's pretty much done, we'll see what I do next, but I do want to talk about the previous patches and of course, patch 7 that's coming up. So I'll probably leave the notes up on screen as I talk about them. So let's first talk about patch 6.1. Patch 6 in general, there was it was a good update, but it also introduced a lot of bugs. And there's still more that needs to be squashed. But as you can see on here, there's, you can see why I didn't really cover it. It's just a bunch of bug fixes. The only notable things is adding the Salamander's emblem on the right shoulder pad. And that was really about it for patch 6.1. And then for patch 6.2, a lot more stuff happened. More bug fixes, but obviously not just bug fixes. We also got some more perk adjustments for the classes. So I'll go ahead and put those up on screen. So it seems like Heightened Vigor with Tactical was just a bug fix. And then Close Targeting got a damage increase. And then Concentrated Fire got a buff. So overall, Tactical got some minor buffs. Moving on to Assault, Perseverance, another perk buff. The damage reduction is now increased from 15 to 25%. So that's cool. That was all for Assault. And then moving on to Vanguard. Vanguard's changes were pretty significant. Restless Fortitude, the damage reduction was increased from 20% to 40%. That's a lot. That's a big buff. And then Tactical Prowess. This one was probably the biggest buff. Minimum enemy HP for auto finisher increased from 25 to 33%. I wasn't sure about that one when I read it. When I first read it, I was just like, wouldn't this be a little too easy? Maybe 30%? Why 33? But as of right now, I am experimenting with that and see what build I like with it. And then Unmatched Zeal also got a buff, so now you get 30% health regen up from 20. That's pretty big. My opinion on Unmatched Zeal now is that if you don't play on Lethal or Absolute, the perk is useless in my opinion. Because Ruthless and below, it's not like you get an abundance of Extremist and Terminus level enemies. So Unmatched Zeal is only useful for people who play consistently on Lethal and Absolute. So if you don't play on Lethal and Absolute, this perk is kind of useless for you. But that's what I think. And then moving on to Sniper, the Block Break got a damage increase from 25 to 50%. I haven't tried this myself, and to be honest, I don't play Sniper too often. It's not my most played class, but now I want to try it. And then apparently the Evasion perk had a description typo, so that was fixed. Efficient Readiness also had a description typo. Now it shows the correct 20% movement speed instead of 10%. And then Pattern of Excellence was also another description typo that was fixed. Now it shows the correct cooldown of 30 seconds instead of 180 seconds. And then we got a developer note. This perk was buffed in patch 6.0, but localization was not updated and it was missing in patch notes. So there you go. And then Bulwark. So Bulwark got some buffs too. So the Chapter Banner, the starting perk, got a bonus health increase from 20 to 30%. Nice. And then the Emergency Countermeasure, the cooldown is now from 2 minutes down to 1 minute and 30 seconds. That was already a good perk, but okay. Defensive Mastery cooldown reduced from 120 to 90 seconds? Really? Isn't that a little overkill? Because Tactical has something similar, but it requires a headshot and it requires an Auspex scan. Alright? Glory Shield. Now the perk protects not only from range damage, but from all incoming damage. Note this should improve support Bulwark build a lot, since the perk doesn't impact banner cooldown. Okay. Invigorating Icon. The ability regeneration slowdown has been fixed, but the regeneration penalty is now minus 50% instead of minus 100%. Ha! I knew it! What did I tell you guys? I knew they were going to do a middle ground. I predicted it. Let's go! And then this is actually an important developer note that I'll put up on screen, like I've been doing this whole time, and I'll read it as this is pretty important. So, quote, "This perk has been discussed a lot in previous patch notes, and here are my honest thoughts on this. We made a mistake making this perk in the first place. It changes the class behavior too much from what was originally intended. Bulwark is supposed to tank enemies and support his teammates, but he isn't a dedicated healer. The players are now used to this playstyle a lot, and now absolutely any change to this perk will cause negativity from the community. The perk itself is so powerful that it's simply mandatory. Plus it also changes how the ability is used. Unlike other classes where abilities are used whenever the player wants, it turns the banner into an ability that the player saves for the very last moment. In our game, it is absolutely fine if you want to use it that way, but the problem is that certain other perks, you can bring its cooldown to 20 seconds. This means that not picking this perk will be determined to your squad. No matter what the numbers on the neighboring perks, players will always stick to the ability to fully heal when needed. We want to come back and rework this perk, or rather perk column, in later patches. But this requires some time of experimenting and testing. For now, we are tweaking numbers to make a compromise between previous patch and community feedback. So there you have it. So the Bulwark was never intended to be a healer, but it's true. The Bulwark players do utilize Invigorating Icon and kind of play around that, and Bulwark is now essentially the game's healer. So it kind of makes me think and maybe hope that maybe, and if you guys keep asking for it in their Discord, if you're in the Discord, that maybe hopefully we can get an Apothecary class as a dedicated, healer, which would be really cool. That's what I hope comes out of this. So that way Bulwark can get adjusted to the way they want, and the Apothecary class can be the full dedicated healer. That's what I hope to gain from this passage, is that eventually maybe we'll get an Apothecary class. And so lastly, moving on to the Heavy. So the Heavy, just like the Bulwark, the Fortitude perk, the health increased from 20 to 30%, so that's nice. And then Conversion Field, the radius was increased from 10 to 20 meters. So a couple nice buffs for Heavy. And then the last thing that was touched is the Power Sword. Again, just like Sniper, Bulwark isn't one of my, it's not a class I play a lot, so I wasn't fully aware of how underpowered the Power Sword was. But here it got a nice buff. It just got a nice 5% damage buff overall. And then while in Power Stance, you're swinging all over the place, each attack got increased by 10%. So that's cool. The Power Sword got buffed, and some more stability fixes. So patch 6.2 was a pretty big deal, and as of right now, as of making this video, I am experimenting with Vanguard and see what I like, or see how I can build around the Tactical Prowess perk build. And with that said, let's move on to what to look forward to with patch 7. So with patch 7, we can expect one chapter pack, one champion pack, private PvP lobbies, a new weapon, only in PvP for now, a new operation, weapon perks rebalance, this is what I've been waiting for, class weapon loadouts rework, and PvE prestige rank, which they have some extra information here. Once you reach level 25 on a class, you can buy a prestige level that will unlock a unique prestige perk. Choose them wisely because you won't be able to change your selected prestige perks before unlocking the 4 prestige levels. On top of that power boost, each class will have a unique cosmetic reward that emphasizes the class's iconic armor part, and more. So the chapter pack, I'm hoping it's the Blood Angels, and in the champion pack, I predict it's either going to be the Imperial Fist or Space Wolves. Private PvP lobbies is nice. I don't play PvP too much, but that's nice. And I guess we'll see what the new weapon is. Me personally, I want the Power Axe. That's kind of my most requested weapon. New operation, which is really cool. One thing I would like to see with the new operation is kind of like Vox Liberatus, but the opposite, Or, in Vox Liberatus, it was 10% Tyranids and then the rest, and then 90% Chaos. I kind of hope this new operation is the opposite, so it's like 10% Chaos and 90% Tyranids. Another mix of enemies. Because right now, there's Vox Liberatus is the only mission where it has both Chaos and Tyranids. So I would like another one, but reversed. Weapon perks rebalance. I have been waiting for this because, as I've sort of teased in a past video, where eventually I do want to go over the weapons in Space Marine 2. Kind of like what I did with my enemy guides that you've been seeing. But starting with the weapons. But I've been waiting for this weapon perk rebalance. So we'll see what it entails in patch 7. And then class weapon loadouts rework. We'll see what happens with that. I hope Tactical gets more secondaries and melee weapons, because it makes sense for Tactical to have most of the arsenal, because it's supposed to be like the jack of the classes. It would make sense for it to have the most weapons. And then for Assault, I don't even know what I want for Assault, so I got nothing to say for that. For Vanguard, I don't know. Should the Vanguard have an auto bolt rifle? Just throwing that out there. I have no idea. Bulwark's the same deal. I don't even know what I want for Bulwark. And for the Sniper, I think the Sniper should have access to the Instigator Bolt Carbine. I mean, it is a marksman rifle, sort of, right? It's a 3-round. It's the battle rifle of the game. So I think the Sniper should get the Instigator Bolt Carbine too from Vanguard. And then maybe the sniper should get the Neo Volkai pistol. It's literally a laser beam, right? Like it fits the theme of the sniper of being laser accurate, so why not give it the Volkai pistol? And then personally, when I went for heavy, like I want them to take out the bolt pistol and give heavy the heavy bolt pistol. It actually baffles my mind why heavy never got the heavy bolt pistol. I mean, the class is a heavy, and there's a heavy bolt pistol. Why isn't the heavy bolt pistol with the heavy class? That doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, that's what I would do with heavy. Just take out the bolt pistol out of that class and give it the heavy bolt pistol. And funny enough, as of the making of this video, the devs announced that the next patch, or the test server patch, is coming up soon, in like a couple days. So in a couple days, we will have access to the patch 7 test servers, and we will be able to test basically work in progress on whatever they're working on. And of course, because I have this channel, I'll cover it for you guys. But unfortunately, if you're on consoles, you're shit out of luck. So this is really only for Steam users. So that's exciting, I'm looking forward to that. And that's pretty much all you need to know, and those are my thoughts on the latest patch that's coming up. So that's kind of your recap. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, share the video around, leave your comment down below on what you're looking forward to in the next patch. You know, what do you guys want? You know, like I said, me personally, my most requested weapon is a power axe. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys probably pretty soon when that test server comes up. And maybe I'll stream it. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll definitely cover it. And yeah, until next time. Peace.